We're learning about point evidence and explain. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a headline and analyze some words. The word climate means atmosphere. So the word climate means atmosphere. What we're trying to do is we're trying to develop synonyms. So we're trying to develop synonyms. And why we're developing synonyms? So we find similar words to help our understanding. So climate could mean characteristics of weather or weather characteristics. Climate also means temperature. So it's in the same family of words. So it doesn't exactly mean the same, but it's similar. So the word deal means, now we're analysing deal, means arrangement, and then it also means negotiated. And the word worlds could mean globe, it could mean countries, it could also refer to planets. The word best could mean the greatest. The best could mean the greatest. And the word chance could mean possibilities. So the word chance could mean possibility. So this could mean, if we read the title again, what we can infer now through our understanding is hope. So we've used similar words, we've used a dictionary to help us look up similar words. So using a dictionary to help us look up similar words. And we're looking up similar words to help our understanding so we can make a point. If we connect the words, it helps us make points. Now, we've made a point, and the point which was hope, we use opening sentences, and you should memorize these sentences because they help us with the flow of our writing. So the opening sentences could be, it can be argued the text suggests we learn that we can refer or we can infer. We can refer or we can infer. So if we refer to the headline or we infer from the headline. So we've got opening sentences, and we're going to use the opening sentences and connect it to our point hope. So the word hope is going to form the basis of our point. We learn from the headline that, so we're going to go back to the point, we're going back to the point and we're making a point and we're creating a sentence now. So we're creating a sentence so that it gets our point across. And this has only come about because we've understood what the title means. We learn from the headline that leaders have negotiated. Remember, the word negotiated came from the synonyms. A deal, the word deal comes from the title, to save our planet. Now the word worlds and planet, the synonym was planet. So we learn from the headline that leaders have negotiated a deal to save our planet from, we're thinking about what the title is saying, deteriorating, so weather conditions. So we got the word weather conditions from our synonyms. We've made a point. We've used opening sentences to make our point. The word negotiated came from the synonyms, the similar words. Synonyms mean similar words. Weather conditions also came from the synonyms. Weather conditions, climate, meant weather conditions. Negotiated means deal. Planet, the word planet came from worlds. We learn from the headline. We learn from the headline comes from our opening sentences. So that comes from our opening sentences. So we're using the opening sentences when we're using words like that, have to connect the opening sentences with our similar words, synonyms, to make a proper sentence. So step 1 is to read the headline. We learn from the headline. So the main step here is to read the headline and underline the keywords and find synonyms, find similar words, which helps us with our understanding. So we use a thesaurus to find synonyms. We use a thesaurus to find synonyms. So step 2 is make a point. So the step 2 is to make a point. So step 1 was to read the headline and understand the keywords. Now we're making a point, and the point is related to the headline. So it's related to the headline. So making a point is related to the headline. We did from the synonyms, we've derived, we've understood, we made a point, and the point was hope. So make a point related to the headline, and which was hope. And now step 3 is to use opening sentences. So to use opening sentences. Step 1 was to read the headline and do synonyms. Step 2 is to make a point, and step 3 is to use the opening sentences for points. There's about 3, just learn 3, 4, 5 and use one of them, the most appropriate one. And join them with the title, or join them with the synonyms, should I say. So what we're doing is we're using the opening sentences, we're using the words we found out, we've looked up from a dictionary, the similar words, and now we're developing it into a sentence and joining it into a sentence to make a full point. The evidence is to know your opening sentences. To know your opening sentences. And again, when you connect the evidence to your opening sentences, so you connect the opening sentences to your evidence. And we do that again to help us with our flow. So if we've got a point, we learn that, or the headline suggests, or the headline infers, and we write a point. We end the sentence when we go to the evidence. So we're looking at the opening sentences for the evidence. So the phrase, and insert the quotation for the evidence. When we read and insert the evidence or the quotation, or simply just insert the quotation. So you can directly insert the quotation. So what we're doing here is we're using opening sentences. We're using opening sentences to help with our flow. So we used an opening sentence for the point. Now we're using an opening sentence for the phrase. So let's do an example now. So an example could be, the headline, climate deal is the world's best chance, is suggesting or is insinuating or is telling us or is portraying or illustrates, and we add an explanation. So continuing from the evidence, we use the word suggests that. So the headline suggests that. We still have hope for the climate. Now the word hope was from the synonyms, and that's the inference we made. That's what we understood. for the climate conditions on our globe. So climate conditions, that's from the words in the list of points we made on our globe. It tells us that world leaders, because it says worlds, are working out a deal. Now the word deal is from the headline, and a synonym for deal is working out, to save our atmosphere. So the word climate from the headline, we've used the word atmosphere. So we don't want to use the same words again and again. So we use a variety of words to explain. So to save our atmosphere and climate. So we've added on to the word climate to say that we've understood by using the word atmosphere. So what we're doing is we're simply just using synonyms so far and basically explaining it. The word chance, so we're looking at the word chance from the headline, and it's taken from the headline, and we're commenting on this, we're explaining this. Insinuates is a common word you can use, or it tells us we still have the possibility of rescuing our world, or rescuing the world, or from the catastrophic climate changes, to catastrophic climate changes that our planet faces, that our planet could face. So it doesn't say that the leaders are making these decisions, but we can infer that. Once we've analysed all the words, we can infer that, and we can tell that it's world leaders getting together to make a deal. Now, the key point is that we looked at key words and we underlined them in the heading. And when we underlined them, we used similar words to explain them. So we could then use them in our point and our explanations. So in our point, we use these keywords that we thought of, similar words, and then we thought of additional words as we wrote, and made a point around the word hope. So we used opening sentences. So we memorized opening sentences and used them and connected it with our words that we found from our analysis of words. And then we used connecting words. Now, the evidence is basically, again, we use opening sentences for evidence. And once we've used our opening sentences in our evidence, we just simply insert a quotation and then move on to the explanation. Now, this can be part of the evidence. It can be part of the same sentence. So the headlines, so and so, insert quote, suggests that, or insinuates, or tells us that. And we're basically going back to the headline and pulling out those similar words and using them in our explanation. So we're using those words in our explanation. So we may insert some evidence as well as we go along, and we explain them using similar words. And we should always think about the effect on the reader as well. What effect is it having, and comment on that. And also use the synonyms and say, this is the effect it's having. So don't use the same words in the title and the heading. So use a variety of words, and you're commenting on the effect it's having on the reader. The effect it's having on the reader. So what effect? What does it mean? What can you infer? What does the word imply? What is it telling you? What is it insinuating? What is it suggesting? What is it portraying? And then you have to link it back to the question. So in your final sentence, you could write in conclusion, and use the words in the question to answer it directly. So show to the examiner that you're directly answering the question by using the words in the question. And it's important that you do this, and you link it. So it's important to link it back to the question. So it has to be linked back to the question. And the most powerful way of doing this is to use the actual words in the question. So you can say in conclusion, you can say in conclusion, and you can also add your own opinion and your own voice, and you're rounding up what you've been saying. So this is point, evidence and explain. It's very, very useful to know how to deal with this. It's quite easy. We've just simply learnt some opening sentences. We looked up some words, and we've just basically joined the words with the opening sentences. So always start with looking up the words and use the synonyms and opening sentences to link back. So always start with looking up the words, and that's your starting point. If you don't look up the words as the starting point, you won't be strong in your explanations, so you won't be able to explain the effects on the readers as well. So the synonyms is a very crucial part of this, and using your opening sentences in each for the point, for the explanation, for the evidence and for the linking. It's important to remember these opening sentences, so it gives it flow, so it gives the writing flow. So you've been doing point, evidence and explain, and that's what you've been doing, point, evidence and explain.